Quite.
Unbelievable, isn't it? After 20 years of happy infidelity, they suddenly want to throw the book at each other.
Disapproval, James, again?
No, I don't care what they do. Or even if they do it in the street and frighten the horses to death.
Well, legally, they've as much right to go after a divorce as anyone else.
Yeah, it's a new game, that's all it is to them. And because they've money to burn, we have to help them play it.
Have they money to burn? I wonder.
Sorry to disturb you, Miss Peterson, but Mr. Ronce is in the waiting room. He'd like a word, if it's convenient.
In the waiting room? He's supposed to be in Miami. Show him in, don't.
This is where I came in.
Don't you want to say hello to him, James?
No. What else do I have to do? Come in. Oh, hell. How do I obtain an authorization from the Bank of England? What? No chance, Monty. No, come on, sir. Yes, all right, yes. Yes, right, I will do that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. There you are, William. All beautifully signed and not a blot in sight.
Mr. Eliot, a slight problem has arisen, and I'd like your advice.
Well, you have come to the right man. Advising others is what I'm paid for. But who advises me?
Come again?
Oh, never mind. What do you want?
Dr. Moody has arrived to collect Miss Peterson.
Then let him collect Miss Peterson.
She still has Mr. Ronce with her.
Oh, has she? Then you must allow me the privilege of taking the gallant doctor to our leader.
But are you sure? I mean, we don't want to upset Miss Peterson, do we?
Hello, Ian.
Hello, James.
You waiting to see Harriet?
Yes, I am.
I'm just going in. Why don't you come with me?
Sure.
Oh, by the way, she has Frank Ronce with her. No, don't worry. I shall get rid of him. Leave it all to me. Harriet, Ian's arrived to take you out to dinner. Oh, good evening, Mr. Ronce. How's your daughter?
Still in Holloway Prison, Mr. Eliot. Ian?
You have transport, haven't you, Ian? Can I get you a taxi, Mr. Ronce?
I have my car waiting.
Ah, you going anywhere near Holborn?
Why?
I thought you might be able to drop me.
I'm not. Perhaps you and Ian would like to have dinner with me.
Oh, what a pity. I think Ian's already booked a table, haven't you, Ian?
Ron? Oh, yes, I have, actually.
Then perhaps Mr. Ronce would like to join us.
I'd be delighted.
I have to go home first and change.
May I pick you up?
Thank you. We'll be at my flat.
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Ian? Mr. Eliot?
Mr. Ronce?
What went wrong?
Sabotage, over there.
What on earth made you ask him to dinner? You know I can't stand the man.
The pair of you shouldn't have ganged up on him. Can I get you a taxi? Will you drop me? Ian's already booked a table. The pair of you behave like a couple of overgrown undergraduates.
Well, I don't trust him.
No one does except Harriet.
I happen to like him.
There's no accounting for taste.
Hardly be rude to the man, could I?
Why not? We were.
Ah, but he didn't propose to you, did he?
You asked for copies of Lord Tilling's petition and of his wife's cross petition.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, I have finished with that.
Oh, is this the interim maintenance one?
Yes.
Sunday papers are going to have a field day when this case is open.
Do you know, my grandfather used to read the Bible every Sunday, all day.
Sounds like a remarkable man, sir.
He was caretaker in a church school.
Oh.
Took his responsibilities very seriously. Do we know who's appearing for Lady Tilling?
Mr. Gurston, I believe.
Honest Doris? Poor old devil. Do you think he knows what he's let himself in for? It's the sort of case that makes me wonder what I'm doing at the bar.
Earning a great deal of money, gaining yourself a fine reputation, and paying for my extension into the bargain.
Your what, William?
My extension. I've got the builders in. They're going to knock down the kitchen wall and construct a patio in York stone.
William.
So that of an evening, the wife and I can sit out there...
William!
...with a hog's back.
Is that the point, William, of all of this? Your extension?
Sir?
It's not enough, William. Not for me. There is a world out there. I keep thinking of blue skies and faraway places, and the only bar in sight you lean on.
You need a holiday, sir.
I was thinking more in terms of retirement.
You can't be serious.
Whatever makes you think that. It is 6 o'clock. It is Friday. My weekend has begun. So I shall bid you farewell, William. And I will see you on Monday.
Yeah, sir, just a moment. Have you talked to Miss Peterson about this?
Miss Peterson, I think, has problems of her own.
I brought Lord Tilling up. I was nanny to his lordship right through his childhood.
And what position do you hold in the household now?
Nanny?
To whom?
I look after his lordship. And her ladyship, of course. But if I hadn't been devoted to his lordship, I would have given my notice in long since.
Why?
Her ladyship is not, in my opinion, the proper person to occupy the place in society that she does.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Her attitudes to his lordship himself and to the staff.
To what did you object in her attitudes?
She expected me to be a party to those various goings-on of hers.
Goings-on, Miss Campton?
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes, indeed I do, but the court does not, so would you please tell the court, Miss Campton?
I shall certainly not speak of them in public. I couldn't bring myself to.
Them, Miss Campton?
Goings-on.
Was there any one particular going-on that outraged you?
It was the whole thing.
Could you be more specific, please? Nurse Blake, you attended Lord Tilling when he had the measles.
Yes.
Was he very ill?
Well, not all that ill, no.
Was he confined to his bed?
Oh, yes. Oh, he's very depressed. Well, at first, that is.
Why?
Lady Tilling wouldn't allow him any visitors.
You heard her say that?
She told me so. She said no one was to enter the room and that trays of food were to be left outside the door for me to collect. She said I was to wear a clinical gauze mask whenever I came out of the room. And I wasn't to remove it until I was outside the main gate.
Are you saying that during the period you were in the house, no one, not even Lady Tilling, visited her husband?
No one. Oh, only me.
Did she inquire about his health?
Oh, no. Well, she refused to see me. If we met on the stairs, she looked the other way.
Why was that?
Well, she said she didn't want to get measles.
But you were wearing a mask.
Yes. Oh, so was she.
Lady Tilling was wearing a mask?
Oh, yes. She insisted everyone wore one.
The entire staff?
Yes.
And what was your attitude to that?
Well, I thought it was ridiculous.
Passengers for BD 064 to Teesside and have already checked in. Enough of the coach and gate.
There you go. And they went mad and bought you a donut as well. I thought that was overdoing it.
You mustn't spoil me.
No chance.
I know I'm dragging you away from something important.
Yeah, not really. Oh, damn. Forgot the sugar.
No matter, I've got some in my handbag.
No cream?
I'm on a diet.
Thank you. No, actually, your phone call came as a blessed relief. I've been stuck in court for the past 2 days listening to the biggest load of trivial, inconsequential rubbish that I've ever heard. I needed to talk to you. Someone sane. Someone who didn't know the difference between an order 14 and an order for lunch.
And I needed to see you.
It's a hell of a relationship.
Love in transit.
Sure, that's been done.
James, I haven't got long.
You know, a friend of mine went out with
James.
an airline hostess once.
I must talk to you.
Yes, and she told him that the airline staff had a thing called the Mile High Club, you see, and you became a member when you got it together.
For Christ's sake, shut up.
Hey, listen, just stay cool,
Stay
will you?
cool. That's the story of your life, isn't it? I mention the word love and you go into a gag routine. Always the quick answer. The flip, slick, smart Mr. Eliot, always ahead of the game.
Just a minute, my lovely.
That's all I've got, isn't it? A minute. You make damn sure that's all we've ever got in minutes. Airports, stations, taxi cabs at 6 in the morning. Blessed relief.
Mr. Aderick.
Just about sums me up.
Will you slow down?
No, for once in your lifetime, no, I haven't got the time.
I get the impression you're trying to tell me something.
No, you tell me.
All right, what's my start of a 10?
Why are you so terrified of being loved?
Well, you see, when I was a little
No,
boy, I had a
James,
very...
stop it. Just this once.
For heaven's sake, I didn't come here to have this kind of conversation. It's not the right time.
It's last chance time.
It's big surprise time, as far as I'm concerned.
Just give me a straight answer.
That goes against the professional grain, my love.
Don't call me that, and don't do any numbers. Just tell me.
I think I am feeling harassed. You ought to be in my game.
Do you love me? Well,
Just like that.
yes. Yes?
I love me most.
Oh, I know that. Everybody knows that. That wasn't what I asked you.
You are unbelievable.
Just answer the question.
I can't sit here in the middle of a
Listen,
coffee bar.
Mr. Eliot, and this is the last speech I'm ever going to make to you. Last summer was special. Not just for me, but for both of us. And it wasn't one of those things about soft guitars and Mediterranean nights. It was important. And it's still important. I love you, and you know it, and I've waited as long as I'm going to wait. But you're not 25 anymore, James. You're 35, and you're wasting our time. Now tell me. Tell me.
Yes,
Say it.
I love you.
You're so romantic.
Must be out of my mind.
Oh, are you pleading insanity?
I'm unfit to plead.
It's not the most flattering thing I've ever heard.
Could be the most honest.
Men have fought for my favours.
I know. I have fallen over the corpses.
Oh, beautiful James, don't be frightened. I'm not going to ask you to propose to me.
Well, what the hell was all this about?
I just wanted you to know that you were in love with me. That's all.
Well, thank you very much.
Proposing is your business.
That's a comforting thought.
B624 to Cologne is closing now at
Just don't leave it too long. I must go. Again.
I'll walk with you.
When you know where I'll be waiting.
Yes, but I can't just drop everything. I told you last time.
I know. But last time you didn't say you loved me. I love you, James. You know where to find me.
Oh, good afternoon, Miss Peterson. Mr. Eliot. Sir, I've had another call from your estate agent about selling your London flat.
Come in, James.
Thank you, William.
Time to talk.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Are you really giving it up? I can't believe it. You've worked hard, James. You're only 35 and you're one of the best young barristers in practice.
Well, somehow that's not really the point.
Then what is?
I wish I knew exactly. It would make it so much easier to explain.
I refuse to believe you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I just don't know if what I'm doing is the right thing.
You're stale. You need a holiday.
That was what Bill said, but it's not just staleness. It's that big fat question that keeps coming back.
What's the point of it all?
That's the one.
There aren't any simple answers.
I know.
Giving it all up may not be the answer either.
Well, I don't have to give it all up, do I? I mean, not forever. I can always come back.
Of course. What do you want, James? Do you know?
Oh, well, that's the other big fat question. There aren't any simple answers to that either.
What's wrong with the law? Apart from everything.
Well, apart from everything, nothing. It's what I've trained for, it's what I've thought about, it's what my father wanted, it's my life, I don't know, it's just that at the back of my mind, I've always had this sneaky feeling that, it sounds daft.
You want to write that book?
Silly, isn't it?
Not silly. Brave, perhaps.
To run away.
To take the chance.
It doesn't feel brave.
Do it, James. If you don't, you'll spend the rest of your life regretting it. You've no ties, no responsibilities, there's nothing to stop you. You go and sit on your desert island and write. But make sure it isn't supplied with brown-skinned maidens, or you'll never get beyond chapter 1.
You were combing her ladyship's hair, you say, when Lord Tilling burst in and accused you of stealing his gold watch.
I didn't steal it. I simply returned it to her ladyship. After all, it was hers.
But she had given it to her husband, had she not?
Yes, as a token of her affection, but as he destroyed that affection, she was quite within her rights to take the watch back.
Were you present when she subsequently gave the watch to Viscount Sumley?
Yes,
And where did this presentation take place?
in the sauna bath.
What were they doing in the sauna bath?
Having a sauna.
Were you also having a sauna?
Several of us were. It's a very big sauna bath, my lord.
No further questions. Am I disturbing you?
You're always disturbing me.
I just wanted to say thank you. A sincere and humble thank you.
What now?
For that masterly demonstration of courtroom expertise yesterday. The magic of that golden oratory. The
Have
finesse.
you quite finished?
I shall never forget the moment when you rose in your pew, the sunshine bouncing from your wing.
I shall throw something at you in a minute.
Are you busy tonight?
I shall be if I don't get on with this.
There you are, you see, that's the point. All work, no play, not good for you. You need a change. You need a night on the town. Let your hair down, unfasten your stays.
Are you inviting me to dinner?
How'd you guess?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Yes?
You're not taking me to one of those noisy discotheques where you can't hear yourself scream.
Certainly not. I shall be the soul of good taste. Something simple, quiet, refined.
How will you stand it?
Mind over matter. Oh, by the way, nothing too formal. Just a simple black dress.
And what shall I wear?
No further comment. About 7.
Oh, the sneaky, treacherous, deceitful.
Who's she talking about?
Still me.
You sure?
Positive.
You're just as bad.
There you are.
Brought here under false pretenses. Complicity.
I didn't know you were coming. I thought it was going to be a night out for the chaps, a quiet meal, possibly a brief visit to a select gaming establishment, a little sober, erudite conversation.
Bingo and bunny girls.
I resent that.
You shut up.
Certainly.
You've caused enough trouble.
I'm only trying to help.
Help?
I believe him.
You shut up too.
Of course.
You've been at it again, the pair of you.
Have you been out?
Certainly not.
Ganging up, first against Frank Ronce, now against me.
Oh, God, do you have to mention that?
This is where I came
I
in.
don't know why you are so extraordinarily sensitive about him.
Extraordinarily sensitive?
say.
Do you call it extraordinarily
I
sensitive?
That
say.
is precisely what I call it. You have been behaving
I
like
say! If you don't both put a sock in it instantly, I shall take off all my clothes and dance naked upon the table.
The temptation is overwhelming.
Don't risk him.
Do you mind if we don't eat here again?
If James takes all his clothes off, no one will eat here again.
Opinion.
Fair comment.
I haven't even started yet.
Good Lord. Your thunder has been stolen, James.
Thank God for that. My little gesture might have received rather more coverage or uncoverage than it merited. Do you know who that is with the noble lord and his lady?
Yes, Roger Greenfield.
Yeah.
Who's Roger Green?
Editor of the Sunday World. Now, what do you think he might pay for the inside story on that marriage? I'm just giving you the figures. That's 3 days in court. That's all they had. I know it seemed like an eternity, but it was only 3 days. Now, that can't have cost them more than the odd 1,000. Compared to what their newfound notoriety, starting with Greenfield, is worth to them, well, that's peanuts.
A put-up job.
Wow. Oh, my God, Greenfield Senior is coming over.
Friend of yours?
He's an acquaintance, Harriet, nothing more, upon my honor. Roger!
James, how very good to see you. And Miss Peterson, isn't it?
It is.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Miss Peterson.
Dr. Moody, this is Roger Greenfield.
Doctor. You know who I'm with?
We had noticed, yes.
Well, they've changed their minds. They're not going to go through with the divorce absolute. They've decided to stay married. But of course you knew that.
No, we didn't know, but we were beginning to wonder.
Look, I've got a wonderful idea. Why don't you all join us?
Well, we have just ordered, actually.
No, please, James, be my guests. I'll get the photographer over. Be a very good picture. Leading counsel are the first to congratulate Lord and Lady Tilling on their decision.
Thank you, Mr. Greenfield. It's very kind of you, but no.
We have things to discuss, actually, sir.
I wouldn't want to intrude.
Oh, Mr. Greenfield, excuse me. There's a telephone call for you from your office.
Thank you, George. Well, see you again soon.
Yes,
James.
yes, indeed.
Miss Peterson, Doctor.
I'm glad you said he's only an acquaintance.
Yes. He's also one of Frank Ronce's men. Oh, yes. The Sunday World. Frank Ronce bought a controlling interest in the newspaper over a year ago. They'd been publishing stories about him that he didn't like, so he took them over. Oh, very discreetly, of course, behind lawyers and frontmen, and he gradually replaced everyone who had offended him, starting with the editor.
Busy, James?
Oh, yes. I was terribly busy. Up to me, isn't it?
So it would seem.
Merely a pause for thought. Profound thought.
A lot of that going on lately.
It's quite a bit.
Can you spare me a moment?
Just a moment, you understand. Terribly busy.
Thank you, James.
Now then, Peterson.
When are you leaving?
You're trying to get rid of me?
Desperately. When?
Well, I hadn't actually thought.
You haven't been doing anything else.
No, I meant I hadn't actually thought when I was, leaving.
Well, think about it now.
Well, I can't just drop everything and toddle off, can I?
Why not?
Well, there's all that dates in William's diary and this stuff I've been working on.
Carter can take over. He's done it before.
You really are trying to get rid. How can you send me out into that cruel world, unprepared, scarce made up?
James, I don't want you to go. You said you wanted to.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
Yes. And for my sake and for Bill's, you must sort yourself out and then we'll all know what we're doing.
Do you really think Carter could take over?
Yes.
My God, I'm dispensable.
We all are.
Some more than others.
You must have a great deal to arrange. Your flat, the cottage, packing, money, currency, visas.
I don't think I'll bother.
If you don't do it now, you'll just go on messing about indefinitely.
I don't like the way you said now.
What's wrong with now?
It's a bit sudden.
The best way. Come on.
Where are we going?
You are going. You are going to take Bill out to lunch and break the bad news. Then you're going to pack up and say your goodbyes. Not forgetting to buy Rosie a large box of chocolates. On second thoughts, make that a large bunch of flowers. Then you're going to put your nose round my door and say goodbye to me. Understood?
I shall miss you.
I should hope so.
Even though you are so bossy.
It's what you need.
Absolutely. Think I'm mad?
Absolutely. I shall miss you, James. We all will. Bill, most of all, he'll never be able to pay for a swimming pool without you. Now, come on before one of us bursts into tears.
It'll probably be me.
Bill?
Yes, Miss Peterson?
Mr. Eliot is going to take you out and buy you a very expensive lunch. He has something to tell you.
Well, lunch, anyway.
And while you're celebrating, don't forget to eat.
Come along, William, before the sandwiches get cold.
Well, I can't, sir. I'm waiting
now,
on a
William,
very important
instantly,
telephone,
William,
sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you later, light of my life. Now, if I'm sober enough to get your door open, I stick my nose round it and say the magic word, right?
Right.
Lead on, William. Before your shocked gaze beholds one barrister kissing another barrister in chambers.